Okay. So I'm live, I think. Um, I will wait for somebody to join. I don't know actually. Am I live or not? Let me check. Yes. Okay. Okay, we are live for real. Okay, this is happening. This is happening. Amazing. Really good. Ok. Oi, oi, oi. Ciao, Andrew. Andrew Little Onion. Yes, I mean Andrea. Cipo. Sei tu. Cioè, poco da fare. Very good, very good. Okay, so I have to invite people. So I'll invite Diego and Zoe, which are our guests together for the first episode. Honestly, I don't know if it will be a thing this forever, like if you're gonna repeat this or not. I mean, the idea looks good. Let's see if I'm good enough to carry on with this. Okay, I think I invited them. Luna! Hello. Ciao, Luna. Here we are.
Hi.
Hey, Zoe, how are you?
Good. How are
Fantastic.
you?
Very good. Can you hear me?
Hey. How's the sound? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It looks like you're a bit far away, but
Awesome.
I think it's fine.
Bring you
No,
closer.
no, it should be fine. Should be fine. I mean, more than me, we should ask people if
Yeah, that's
they.
true.
Yeah. And I invited Diego as well, so
Amazing.
he might. Hi, La
Cool.
Torre, Dario. Ciao, Dario. A lot of Italians are moment.
Hey,
You can hear me properly, right?
Alex.
You can hear me properly, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're all set up.
I heard.
Yeah.
Wait a second. We have Diego is unable to join. Why? Oh, already some problems, you see. Guys, you have to be very patient with me because this is the first time I do Instagram live, and it's very exciting. But we are new to the tools.
This is the first time I've done it. I'm kind of nervous.
Fantastic!
Cheers.
Cheers! I'm doing a bit of branding. I'm sorry about this, but it's my cup, okay?
What does it say?
It's the auditorium, you know the.
I see.
Okay, that's nasty, but.
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Nice.
What about?
Me too.
Yeah. Coffee team.
Yeah, for sure. It's the only thing I drink. I don't drink water anymore.
No, water is bad.
No health benefits
like
whatsoever.
that is very popular at the moment when what if I don't want to live like you want to live? Don't be silly, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
And then there's like a photo of me or a video of me and I'm shaking.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Let me see if I can invite again Diego, because apparently he's unable to join. Diego. Well, yes, I have to invite him again. Okay, invited him. Okay. So this is cool. It's happening for real.
I know.
Before we start talking about the topics that we wanted to talk about, I mean, honestly, all of this is very relaxed conversation, and we are just having a coffee all together. And I invite also the audience to have a coffee or a tea, whatever what you like to drink. And it's a Sunday, so chill, and everybody is listening to something, podcast or whatever, and this doesn't want to be anything like extremely informative. It's just our experiencing, like sharing our experiences as musicians. And I do believe that we have to speak to each other a bit more as musicians. Also about topics that are sensitive to us, like sometimes we tend to close ourselves, and like topics like injury. I think we will share something.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's like, it's difficult to. Why Diego can't join? I don't understand.
I saw him come up on the viewing list, but I don't know.
Is it a thing that we can be more than two? No.
I'm not sure. I thought there could be.
Can you invite him, or I can?
How do you invite someone?
Wait a second. I invited him again. Accept. Fantastic. I had to accept. I think. Yes. Wait. I'm trying to join. Okay, you're in the chat. Amazing.
Really trying.
Yeah, I don't understand why. He says I have to accept you, but I do accept you, and it doesn't. I accept you. I mean, I'm quite, willing to keen on having you on the spotlight. I don't understand. I'm clicking and okay. Wait a second. I'm inviting you again, and let me see if it works this time. Okay, so for the general public at the moment, I'm gonna say what is this for who joined. Now we are 32 people. Wow, this is all. Thanks to you, Zoe, I think, because I have like two. So, but this is Sunday Musicians Café. It's a very informal online meeting between friends, musicians, and talk about good things, talk about bad things, exchange views, and have a chat about ourselves, our again sensitive topics that maybe we want to share with amongst us, like musicians, and then yeah, just sharing a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So it's very chill. So today we are going to talk about injuries, consistency, and creativity. I mean, again, it's nothing like we don't want to. It's not a lecture, okay? It's not a lecture about these topics. It's just sharing our experiences, and maybe people they want. I think this will remain online, so it's like a video that you can rewatch if you want. I think it's
amazing.
Nice, yeah. So let me introduce my guests. Apparently, I'm a host. I mean, but Diego is not able to join. I don't understand. Diego, what about? Because I do want you on the live. What about we do half an hour, maybe 20 minutes with Zoe, and then Diego, I do another live maybe with you. And is that okay? Just send me a text on the chat. I will spot you. So we can start and talk about things without worrying too much about this tool. Can everybody hear? Yes. Diego, I'm live. Fine for me. Thanks, Diego. Okay, 20 minutes. I'm gonna invite you in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, okay? Okay, perfect. So Diego actually wanted to talk about a bit of creativity. So we're gonna talk about more about injuries and consistency. Let me introduce you, Zoe. I think all of you know Zoe, but I have to do this, okay? Especially for my guests. So Zoe is a dear friend to me, and I think you're probably not the first one, but the second one I met in college when I came the first days in college in September 2020 to practice, to look for a practice room. And the fun fact
in the fourth floor.
In the lift, like it's incredible. But in college, Royal College of Music, guys, we struggle to find rooms to practice. And I mean, maybe it's because everybody practice a lot. I like to see it.
Very hard work.
I like to see it in that way. But honestly, there are very few rooms for how many we are actually. And you were in one of the lift rooms. And I remember.
My favorite place to practice.
What did you say? Sorry.
My favorite place to practice.
Yeah. Actually, for me as well. I mean, it's really cool.
Very popular.
Especially for you, I think, because as a guitarist, the echoey is not too much a problem. When actually for me, it's like after a while I'm deaf completely.
Yeah, you need to do it.
But it's always free and you don't have to book it. So I'm very lazy, guys. I'm sorry. So I forget to book the rooms. Okay, so we met there, and so as you can guess, she's a classical guitarist who is currently studying at Royal College. a master degree, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's studying with Gary Ryan, no?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Krista.
Okay, very good, fantastic. And Krista, fantastic. Zoe has performed in numerous concert halls across Europe and China, such as Wigmore Hall, Sala Maria Cristina, Malaga, and Shanghai Grand Theater. You have to tell me about that. That might be an experience. Okay. And she made her concert debut in 2018, and she's looking forward to playing with the Oregon Symphony Orchestra in 2023. When is happening?
It's on the 25th of June.
Wow.
So I will be
Okay, save the date, guys. Okay, 25th of June. Save the date. Come on. It's very important. It's very important. That's what you're gonna play.
The Aranjuez for the first.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
I've posted about it. Yeah, I need to do a lot more work on it. But yeah, it's good to have a final date, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You have, right?
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. Yeah,
you see, guys, I mean, for example, having a goal is part of being able to be consistent. Yeah. If you don't have a goal, you don't have any motivation to be consistent, right? I will say that later. So this is Zoe, and tell me, you can tell about you a bit more. So I stop talking and talk about yourself.
So yeah, I don't know whether I've spoken about this specifically. I think many of you have seen on my Instagram that I post that my mum is also a guitarist. So that's how I learned how to play guitar. So it was such a constant in my life growing up. And then obviously, you know, you go through college and it's like very intense. You're like really driven, like this is what I'm going to do as my career, you know, like this is what I do every day, like day in, day out. I need to play all the time, you know. And then COVID happened, and in the early months of 2021, I wasn't doing like that much practice because it was lockdown, and you know, it was just it became quite a chore for me a little bit in lockdown, because you know, you don't have a goal, you didn't know when we were coming out of lockdown, and yeah, things kind of just fizzled for me a little bit. And then in March, I'm sure you remember this, RCM opened up back up. When did you come in? 2021. Okay, yeah. So RCM opened back up because we were a performing course. And I went back to playing, you know, like as many hours as I could a day, because we were back in RCM. And it was like maybe a week after we came back into the building, and I was playing in the 4th floor lift room, and I just felt something like a little tingling up my forearms, just a little bit, you know, nothing crazy, but in my head I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like I haven't felt this before. Like hopefully it'll go away, you know, because that's kind of what happens. You feel the pain from like overdoing it for a day, and then it kind of goes. But yeah, it was just kind of like a dull ache at this point. Like I could feel it in my arms, and I carried on playing, and it just progressively got worse and worse over the weeks. So it took me about a month, I think, to kind of take a step back and be like, right, this is really not going well. Like I couldn't play for longer than maybe like 10 minutes without it really, like it was really, really tingly. And that's like, that's not a good sign, obviously, you know. I think people are very lucky if they're musicians to have not had an injury. And I know that now because I really struggled with this for 6 months. And I think it's interesting to talk about, you know, the pain. people might not know what it is that they might be feeling.
Yeah.
So I had pain coming up my forearms, in the back of my neck and in my lower spine. So around all of my back, and it was like very tingly and like very painful and achy. So something that is not normal.
Yeah. And may I ask you something? Did you think of, I mean, because for example, when you experience something new, the immediate reaction is like, I don't want to tell anybody, because you feel like a strange feeling of that we actually, you know, right?
Yeah,
Did you,
I know what you mean. I actually didn't have that, you know. I did the thing that I always do. I called my mum and I was like, what's going on? Like, I'm not happy about this. And she thought I'd strained it in the gym because I keep myself like very active.
Yeah.
And she thought I'd done something, you know, like not related to guitar. But I think deep down I knew that it was maybe not necessarily like from guitar itself, just how I was and how my posture was and how I was practicing wasn't right for me.
What will you share like in the posture that you found at the end problematic?
Yeah, well, so I posted a lot about it on Instagram. So I went from being a sitting down guitarist, you know, all the time. And when guitarists are sat, we're very much, you know, so the neck would be here, like we're like this. And then you think about this as my spine.
It's like,
we're like twisted. My fake nails. Nice.
Yeah, we all twist in all the ways.
Yeah, so I guess like your spine is rotated a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. I think my spine got stuck in that position. So I was kind of like really twisted from my shoulders down to my pelvis. So I had a lot of osteopathy.
Okay. That's I was actually interested now on talking about of the recovery. How did you manage the recovery? Because I know that actually Royal College, guys, has a very, very good perspective on that, no?
Yeah, I spent a hell of a lot of time talking with Judith, who is an amazing technique teacher at the RCM. She was a rock through it all, and it's amazing to have that support through the college, you know, because it's really isolating, like you said, you know. I in the middle of it, when I had no idea what was going on, it really makes you like kind of go into yourself a lot. I kind of lost all my personality. Like I just wasn't happy because it consumes you, you know. I didn't have that big end goal that we were talking about, you know, to finish my degree. But then it was a recommendation from Sophia. I don't know whether she's on the live, but Sophia Elgar, who is an amazing saxophonist. And she, hey Sophia, if you're watching, and she said, oh, have you tried sports massage? I go to a really good clinic just down the college. And I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I don't know what to do. So I booked an appointment, and it started getting better from that first appointment. And luckily there was osteopathy at the same clinic. So I booked in to see the osteopath, and I went in and I sat down and she was like, what's the problem? And I was like, I have RSI, you know, completely, because I had been told that I had an overuse injury and, you know, spine, you kind of go off on a tangent in your thoughts. And I'd come to this conclusion that I had RSI. And then she stood me up in the mirror and was looking at my body, and she was like, no, you don't. Like, no, you don't. And, you know, I'd spent 4 or 5 months with this thought in my head, like, oh my God, like, I'm never going to recover. And to have this lady, you know, just say, I can fix you. That was the first smidge of hope, kind of.
How much to have like experts telling you the reality, because so much we don't. I mean, for us, everything that we feel in our body is very subjective, obviously.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we really need someone that he said it tells this is objectively okay, this is objectively not okay. So
for sure, especially when it affects, you know, your livelihood and how you make money. Like I had to go into my teaching, my guitar teaching, and say, I'm really sorry. Like I had a few new students come up, and I had to say, I'm really sorry, I'm not playing guitar at the moment. Is that a problem for you? Like, in case, you know, they wanted someone to be able to showcase the instrument to their child, you know, quite a big thing of teaching, you know, but luckily, like everyone was very supportive, and
that's good.
But then obviously the concert stopped and the practice, and
that's the other thing, no, that happens, that so you have an injury, so people think you are not a musician anymore.
Oh my gosh. And then
whatever happened before, it's like forget about it. You cannot. It's really like athletes. I mean, they're so afraid of injuries because you really the perception from the public is like you're done. You're done. Right? We don't. It's not possible to hear you anymore. But actually, guys, there is recovery time. Possible, and everything and we learned remains, obviously.
Yeah. It was the most insane experience because I didn't play for 6 months. I maybe played like, you know, 5 minutes open strings, whatever. Like, you know, trying to see if the pain was still there, and it was. But when I came back, so I had to retake my 4th year, and when I came back, I just had this like almost clear perspective of where I wanted to go and how I wanted to play, because of having that self-reflection.
Okay, that's interesting, actually.
It was really interesting.
Wow.
And I came back a better player.
This is actually, I love this. I totally love this, because it's like it's part of mentality as well, that we have to renew ourselves and you know, make ourselves new in a way that I mean, it's kind of a maybe business mentality, like rebranding, no? But rebranding can come from obstacles, and you know, we learn it. It is actually true that you know, very rhetorical, but problems are opportunities, are not obstacles. When it's a big problem like this, is a big opportunity. So.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, that is so true for me, because I did rebrand because I had to then start playing standing up, and that is something that's very individual in classical guitar. You know, not many people do it, if any, all the time. But it is
the example of that. I love it. Love it.
No, it is true, and it's just bizarre how things work out. And it's so weird, because I was deeply hurt by this injury and what happened, but in hindsight, it was one of the best things that happened to me.
Wow.
You know, saying that out loud, it's crazy, but
it's true. Thank you so much, Zoe. I mean, this is such an open up. I mean, I guess, guys, you can find more things about this, and she speaks about this, I think, often. And I don't know if you go for interviews or podcasts anytime, because this.
I should talk about it more, because it is like discussing.
You should, because this is something that is obviously is not that often that we get injured, because we don't want to get injuries, you know, get injured. But when it happened, people, they feel very alone and excluded and isolated. And I experienced this, not personally, but I saw many friends in this way. And so, no, you should definitely speak about this more. And maybe if I do other episodes, we talk about this again. And
for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I like it very much. And so Zoe, go, sorry, guys, go to Zoe's Instagram profile and follow her. Obviously, I think everybody here, I mean, 18 people here, obviously, they are following you. Keep it up. And I think I should go for Diego.
Thank you for having me.
No, pleasure, Zoe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And see you very soon, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for the support.
Bye,
for
guys.
this little thing. Thank you. Ciao, Zoe. Okay, Diego, you are there. I think, okay, now, okay, I'm alone. Okay, so I need to invite you again, I guess. Tell me that you're able to join. Otherwise, I start another live, guys. I'm sorry about this. But, Diego was sending claps. Okay, everything is a bit delayed in this chat. Guys, how are you? All good? I can see many hearts. Zoe, thank you again. Thank you again. Many hearts coming. This is very good. I hope this video remains in Instagram. Okay, Diego, accept Diego. I don't understand, Diego, why I can't accept you. Well, it doesn't work. Okay. Wait a second. Okay, I'm quite bad with this in technology. Sorry, guys. This is boring for you. I understand. No, I can't accept you. Is unable to join. Diego is unable to join. Why? Why, Diego? Okay, I'm gonna start another live, or why you're unable to join? Are you with your phone or with your computer? Maybe go on the phone. I don't know if it's possible to have like Instagram on computer. Hey Lorenzo, how are you? All good? Lorenzo just joined. Diego, you can't join. I don't understand. I invited you again, so well, we can talk about consistency in the meanwhile. Okay, you're on your phone. Yeah, should be fine. I don't. Okay, accept. Can see their live videos. I can also watch this one. It is unable to join. I don't understand why. Well, Diego, I'm so sorry. You want to start another live, or should we do it next Sunday with you? What do you think? Maybe next Sunday with you, and we solve the problems. And I'm gonna speak about consistency a bit. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't work. Okay, so happy about that. Okay, thank you, Diego. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't waste this time too much. Just sorry, Pietro. No, don't worry. No, I don't know if it's your fault or my fault or Instagram fault. I don't know which is the problem, but yeah, it's fine in any case. So consistency. What does it mean, consistency, for example? This is something interesting to talk about. Very much we are similar to athletes as musicians. So many of the things are how do you say similar, right? So as I was talking about that before with Zoe, fantastic guitarist, she is the perfect example of what consistency means, because she got injured very badly, and she couldn't play for a month, and and even more. So she is the perfect live example of what consistency means, because consistency is an attitude that we put in with our efforts in our daily routine, and obviously we have ups and downs as anybody else, but the very most important thing that we forget the most of the time is having a goal. So having a goal is the first thing. When we feel frustrated because we are not consistent enough, and we think, okay, I'm not practicing the amount of hours that I should, that's because you don't have a goal. That's because you're not working for something specific. There are two parts of it. Basically, I mean, there is this part of consistency, and then the keeping, the carry on consistency. So, and those are a bit different. But the first consistency is very important to think it in a larger scale. So we need a goal to focus on, to be able to be motivated. It's very related to motivation, right? So what makes us waking up in the morning is the motivation why we live, the motivation why we go on our job daily routine. And that's part of the deal, obviously. So it's good that we can. I'm very analogic, as you can see. I'm not very good on with technology in general. I try my best, but I'm very analogic and old school. And one of the best things you can do at the very beginning to find the goal is taking paper, pen, or pencil, whatever you prefer. I prefer pen because it gives me responsibility. Pencil, I can delete it, you know. I can wrap it out and erase it. With the pen and the paper, you write down which are your desires, and then your wishes. Like, I would like to play a solo with an orchestra. Okay, I would like to play this quartet. I would like to play this specific piece of music. I would like to, you know, to teach in this place. And every time we write down things, we should be very genuine and honest with ourselves. So we write down our wishes, no matter how big they are, no matter how impossible are they, but they are. But then the second thing you do is try to divide them in the one that are more realistic, and the one that are actually very far away. So another thing to do is to understand if the goal is too far away, or it's like a lifetime goal. So I want to, I don't know, earn $1 million. Okay, you want to earn $1 million. Probably is not going to happen the next month. I mean, maybe you are 900,000, so it will be very easy for you. But imagine we start from scratch, right? So it's not going to happen the next month. So that's a lifetime goal. Try to take it and to bring it closer to you the most you can, and then you will find out that the most closest goal that you can think about is the next hour, the next 5 hours, maybe the next day. Today maybe was not a good day. I write down what I want to achieve tomorrow. So the best way to be consistent is one step at a time. And I know this sounds very rhetorical and everybody says this, but nobody does it. I mean, honestly. And sometimes the things that are more obvious, we don't do it for pride or, you know, because we feel proud and we don't need this, you know, like this is like treating myself as a kid, which is actually a reality. We should treat ourselves as kids sometimes, you know, and nobody's gonna judge you as, you know, and why we should, you know, be afraid of ourselves. I mean, it's not a problem. So yeah, part of consistency, I think, is having a goal. Many of you know here on Instagram that I did this 100 days challenge of practice. So I was basically posting every day me playing the violin. And that was a goal. So I started the goal at the beginning of the year, and I said, okay, I want to reach 100 days. So every day, posting every day. The goal is to post every day. And no way. Fantastic.
We made it.
Fantastic. Oh, welcome, Diego. Welcome. Fantastic. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Perfect. I was finishing about consistency.
Go on.
You have your drink?
Yeah, I have my coffee here.
Very good. Cheers. I was finishing the thing, and I will let Diego talk about creativity, which is something that I'm very interested to know about. But basically, consistency is very related to goals, right? And I mean, I don't know, Diego, how do you cope with consistency problems? But I coping with this way. So I take a pen and very old school, you know, like pen and paper. I write down goals. I look them up and I see if they are like realistic or not. And then I try to bring them the closest possible, the most closest possible, right, to me. So I bring them like, okay, I want to earn 1 million. What does it mean for tomorrow? Because that's a lifetime goal.
Yeah.
So to work on that lifetime goal, I need to do it to build it one brick at a time, right? Like Legos. I don't know, guys, if you ever played Legos, but I love the Legos. And Lego, you build a city, a house, whatever you want, one brick at a time. And that's it. It's very rhetorical, but I have a practical suggestions as well. So one is this one. So pen and paper, alone in your room, and then ask someone else as well to review your goals. A very good friend. You know, everybody has a very good friend. Maybe is a relative, you know, of the family. It can be as well. To review your goals, because we always see them as in a very subjective way. So someone else is going to be more objective, because, you know, unless it's completely biased by some problems, I don't know. But you know, generally speaking, if this person cares about you, it's going to be more objective, right? And knows your good, basically. And yeah, so for me, one of the practical suggestions is write down what you want to do, bring them the closest possible to you, and then ask a friend to do the same, to review them. Sorry, not to do the same, but to review your goals and chat with him, chat with her, whatever you want to talk about, but chat and speak about those goals, and then work one step at a time. And I think this is very rhetorical, but is honestly what I've done.
It works.
You know, yeah, it works. It works. I mean, honestly, it's so obvious, but that it works. You know, I love what you have at the background. I love that picture. What is it? It's very contemporary stuff.
Cubist painting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, did you do you own it? Oh.
Yeah. I collect art, so I bought.
Diego. No, we are joking. I'm joking because I know that painting before. Yeah. Okay, Diego. I introduce you briefly for the public. So Diego is a very dear friend to me as well, and fantastic person, very inspiring, and he's a musician. He's a Mexican pianist and composer, and he was based in Barcelona before, and now he's based in London. And you're working on new pieces and new music. You released recently many things, and I suggest everybody to look it up on Spotify with Diego Cobian. You find him, and there are so good music, and I use them a lot for my social media contents. You know, like they are perfect for that. So I want you to go viral. Honestly, it's good music. It's very good music. And I know him personally, and I know he has a very good ethic, and is really good person. And yeah, so you can tell us more about yourself. Where did you study, or if you want to share? And yeah, and then let's have a chat on creativity.
Great. Thank you very much, Pietro. Thank you for having me and for the introduction. Yeah, I just released an EP, which is, and I think this is a good way of introducing the creativity topic. Because my EP is inspired by Greek myth.
Oh, wow.
It's a Greek mythology, which has always been a source of inspiration for me,
right,
and for many artists throughout the ages, really. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to share with you, or you know, have a back and forth about is, you know, trying to draw inspiration and enhance creativity by looking at sources outside of music, right? So for me as a composer, it's always been very helpful to, of course, to listen to a lot of music, to analyze a lot of the great composers. I mean, that's fortunate. But then also look at other sources of inspiration, right? So other art forms, so poetry, literature, visual arts, theater, you know. So I think that's also very important. And I mean, I have this example, right, very very close, which is the EP I wrote inspired in Greek myths.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the first thing I wanted to talk about. I think you know, studying music, because I did study composition, for me was a great way of acquiring, of course, technical skills, learn the compositional technique, but also try to develop like develop your sensibility, right? Activity, in the sense that you get to finer taste of what is good music, what is powerful emotionally, what tells people something. And I think when you're starting out, you probably have a broad idea, but then you really get to understand better what makes up a good piece of art, really, I mean, what is capable of expressing, you know, some people, right? And I think that's very important, because you can be listening to music for hours, you can be looking at all the art exhibitions in London, and maybe not extract anything from them, right? If you're not really trying to connect with the artwork and trying to, you know, have a really authentic.
When you say sorry,
yeah,
this is, I think, is super interesting, and to be able to open your horizons on all the arts and do a crossing arts, no, like learn from other arts. When you say try to connect with the art, what do you mean? Like to know more about the technique, to know more about the art in general, or like to find something that relates to you, or what do you mean?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of both. I mean, again, it helps to have a technical basis that allows you to, you know, understand what's going on in terms of what you're seeing, right? If it's visual arts, try to understand, I mean, the visual language of the artist, but really digging deeper into the artist's intention, what he or she's trying to do, what he or she's trying to communicate, and really try to see if you can find that message in the piece of art, right? So I had a great aesthetics teacher once who said, you know, art has its own rules. I mean, the work of art is its own rules, right? It's not like you touch all art equally.
Where did you study aesthetics?
That was in Barcelona.
In university?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Can you talk us? I mean, just say what is it, aesthetics, because that's interesting.
Yeah. Aesthetics is basically philosophy of art or philosophy of beauty. So everything related to beauty and the experience of beauty and what is beauty and stuff. So I think it was incredibly helpful as a composer, because we looked at you know, philosophers from, you know, the classics, the Greeks, all the way to contemporary philosophers, and this is very helpful, because you really have to ask yourself the question, what is beauty? I mean, and what am I going to do here with my work, right? I mean, when you
want to produce something as a composer, right? I imagine it very much similar to a painter or you know, other artists that actually make something that is tangible, right? And different from us, that we actually, as a musician myself, I interpret works of others. You make the works, so you actually make those works. And when you're trying to produce, how do you cope, and also how do you manage the ideas that you have? How do you understand this is a good idea, this is a bad idea?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think there's also a lot of intuition involved. This is also something I wanted to speak about. I mean, it really is, at least in my case, there's a lot of gut feeling in this. I mean, at least my process is, I sit down in the piano, I do some improvisation, play around with ideas, and at some point you get hooked with something and you say, this could grow, this could become something bigger, you know?
So it's very subjective.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, objectively, I've always had my composition professors telling me, you know, the great geniuses don't need like very complex or very sophisticated materials.
I love,
but they can make great works of art. So it's also a matter of what you do with the materials you have. They might be super simple, right? I mean, examples of like micro content that grow into complete symphonies, right? So it's a matter of
Seventh Symphony, Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. You were thinking about that?
I was thinking about the fifth, but I mean,
okay, yeah. I mean, but guys, really, 2 notes or 3 can make such a piece of. No, I love this. I absolutely love this. To simplify, right? Simplify our overstructures that actually we create in our minds when we are thinking of producing something. We always overthink and overbuild structures that we actually need to simplify to the core, to the bone, and then that's what is going to be delivered. For us, it works the same. As interpreters, we very much put too much things the most of the time, and our job is to find what is the closest to the composer, and it means like simplify ourselves, like empty yourself of what you are, what you think, what you prejudge and everything, to go the closest to the meaning of the piece. So that's is very similar, yeah.
Exactly. So going back to your question of how do you know which idea you got, I mean, really is which idea you want to commit to. Because if you choose an idea, it's a commitment of saying, well, I'm going to make a piece out of this, right? Out of this theme, tune, or this material, right? So, but yeah, as I said, I really try to work a lot with intuition, and there's a lot of emptying yourself off here as well, right? Emptying yourself from your prejudgments, letting music come out of you. I mean, it sounds a bit abstract or ambiguous, but really it is a bit like that. Like you need to
think. Do you think our the people here are thinking what these guys are talking about?
What the hell is this guy
saying? Yeah, it's true, guys. We are too much abstract. But what you can suggest in practical terms? So like what you should do. Do you think actually working on yourself, like really on the person you are, makes you a more creative person? Definitely. Or allows your creativity to flourish, let's say?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's about, as I said, getting the right inputs and being very careful of what you listen to, what you look at, what you hear, what you read, because all of that is staying here, right? So if it's crap, you will produce crap, really.
Well, I don't know, man.
I mean, I really think so. I mean, it's very important what we input in here and in here,
but
right?
We do have examples of great geniuses. They were bad persons.
Yeah, but I mean, not in a moral level. But I mean, if you're, you're not challenging yourself to encounter beauty, it's very difficult that you will produce beauty because you're not surrounded by it, right? So yeah, I mean, not on a moral level, but on an aesthetic level.
Open up to several questions. What is beauty? But we are not going to speak about this today much. Yeah. No, but we saw that we have like aesthetics rules, and and before, I think this is my opinion. You can tell me what you, if you, I mean, you relate or whatever. What I think is we have to learn from the past. We have to learn. We can't. I'm really against. I'm gonna be very explicit now. I'm very against any cancel culture arguments. I mean, I understand the fear that people might feel, but it's very irrational, no? The fear of like be influenced by something that is potentially bad, right? But that's why we try to educate ourselves to discern what is good, what is bad. Yeah. And I think honestly, learning from the past in this sense is even more helpful to discern, because you have more tools to discern. You see how much in history that changed. You have to know how it changed. Yeah. To So coming back to that, the rules, let's say rules of aesthetics, are something that were built in history, and so it's something that is consequential. So progress is consequential. And I think going back to those rules is very important. Also being able to follow them makes us free and to create afterwards what we want to, right? So
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, technique makes you freer, and that happens for performers and for composers as well. I mean, being able to write, uh, pieces of music in different styles or different period style enables you to bring them to the present and say, what do I want to do today in the 21st century? What sort of music do I want to do to express something? But then I have the tools.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I mean, I was thinking, are you there? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so sorry. We are about to finish, guys, if you want to have your coffee as well. But otherwise, we want to keep also some arguments for the next time. So we don't want to overview everything. So I was immediately thinking of Picasso. I mean, Picasso clearly said, like, it took me 12 years of my life to paint like Michelangelo. So until I was 12, I was painting like Michelangelo. I learned how to paint like Michelangelo. It took all the other part of my life to learn how to paint as a kid. So it's very powerful sentence, obviously. And what does it mean painting as a kid? I think it really means what we were talking about, like going back to the root of what we are, like, and learn ourselves, learn how we react to things, and yeah. But it's definitely something that, I mean, without those 12 years, I don't think Picasso will ever be what Picasso was. Yeah. So those years, they were formative. So we actually need to be educated, and also we need to know the rules in order to break them in a way, right? With sense, because I can break the rules just for the sake of breaking them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't produce anything.
Yeah. I also would add that, I mean, the rules were created based on what worked. Yeah. I mean, you look at composer's music, which is gorgeous and it's, very expressive, and you look at what they did, and then you said, well, if you follow these steps, you will achieve something, which it makes sense, right? Yeah. So it's not very rules like I come and I put a new model that I created myself just for the sake of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Work, right?
Yeah. Fantastic. So how we can be more creative? What do you drink? Coffee or tea? What do you drink?
I drink coffee.
Everybody was drinking coffee. I'm very coffee addict, and it's Italian from my British accent, I think you guessed. So I drink coffee. I do drink coffee, but I don't dislike tea. When it's good tea, I like also to drink tea. Diego, it was such a wonderful session, this one, and I think we'll go back to work, or maybe Sunday, so we're gonna chill a bit. And I hope everybody will take something, even little, from this little chat we had about injuries. Again, let's go everybody to who doesn't follow her. Obviously, follow Zoe, follow Diego on Instagram or all the social media. Listen to him, to them on Spotify, on all the platforms: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Whatever you like to be, you find him, and you will find me as well. And that's it. Yes, I don't know. What do you think about this Sunday Musicians Café? Do you think he's gonna sing?
Great. It was a lot of fun. And I really liked Zoe's talk as well. It was so inspiring.
She's incredible. She's incredible. I mean, is such a living example of so many good things. Like it's really good. I'm very happy we have done this, and we are done, guys. And thank you so much for being here. I don't know the amount of people that were listening to us, but I mean, actually now are 5. But beginning at 50, so I was very excited. Imagine being in a room with 50 persons. I mean, people. It's fantastic. Okay. Hope to make it again. Maybe with you we can have another chat, Diego. I think it was very good to have you, and thank you so much for waiting Instagram to work.
Wait.
I don't understand. What was the problem?
I don't know. I was trying to join. I sent you the invitation. Nothing happened. I received your invitation. I clicked. Nothing happened. And eventually I clicked and it went
Yeah,
through, so.
I was continuously like accepting, inviting, accepting, inviting. I don't know what.
But anyway.
Okay.
Cool, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye, bye, Diego. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
I'm gonna stay a bit longer to close this, and thank you so much, guys, for joining this Sunday Musician Cafe. Please let me know if you think this is a thing that you would like to participate if you're a musician or a friend of mine, or yeah, we can become friends as well. So if you want to talk about things that you think musicians should talk more about, and or just sharing your experience, we can set a date and do another Sunday Musician Cafe. I don't know if this is going to be consistent, as I said, but I would like to. I would like to, honestly. It looks super good, and yeah, I'm learning so much from other people and the other musicians. And as we said with Zoe and Diego, taking inspiration from the outside is the key for us to be creative, consistent, having goals, and create goals that we don't know at the moment, but they are there waiting for us. We need to take inspiration from the outside and learn from everybody. And yeah, I'm gonna close the live now and hope to see you next time. And please leave a comment when about everything you liked or disliked. If you agreed with what Zoe said, what I said, what Diego said, and if you disagree, please tell us, and we want to learn more. Thank you so much, and see you next Sunday Musician Cafe. Bye.